Good morning. My name is Shalimar Anwar Sani and I'm from the Central National Cultural Agency from the Democratic Party of Struggle, PDIP. Now, I have a great opportunity to interview with Her Excellency, Madam Lyudmila Vorobieva, the Ambassador of the Russian Federation for the Republic of Indonesia. Good morning, Madam. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. I'm fine. Thank you.
You look great today.
Thank you so much.
Now, Madam, we all know that the Soviet Union established the diplomatic relations with Indonesia since the 1950s and is one of the very few countries to recognize Indonesia's sovereignty and independence from the Dutch after the end of the World War II. How well do you know about our first president, Soekarno, ma'am?
Indeed, last year we celebrated the 70th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between our two countries, Russia and Indonesia. And I can tell you that President Soekarno's name is a household name in Russia, especially for the older generation, but younger people know President Soekarno as well. From my own experience, I can tell you that when my father, who is 85 years old, found out that I was going to be posted as ambassador of Russia to Indonesia, the first thing he did, he mentioned President Soekarno to me, and also he sang the song Rayuan Pulau Kelapa,
wow,
which was translated into Russian.
Oh, wow.
And why? It is also related to President Soekarno, because when President Soekarno came for his first state visit to the Soviet Union, before his arrival, there was a documentary film, a movie made on Indonesia, and the soundtrack for this movie was the song Rayuan Pulau Kelapa, and it was translated into Russian. People of older generation, they all know this song.
Wow, that's quite amazing. That's a new information for us. And Madam, how did Soekarno inspire you as a state representative assigned to the Republic of Indonesia?
Actually, President Soekarno has become a sort of a very symbolic figure for our bilateral relations. His personal contribution to establishing and developing these relations is great. If you look at some of the buildings in Jakarta, for instance, Gelora Bung Karno, it was built with the help of our country. Actually, when President Soekarno went to Russia, he delivered a public speech in one of the stadiums in Moscow. It's the biggest stadium in Moscow, called Luzhniki. And he liked it so much that he asked our then leader, Nikita Khrushchev, to help Indonesia to build something similar in Jakarta. So we did. And we're very happy that this stadium hosted the second Asian Games and also the 62nd Asian Games in 2018. So Gelora Bung Karno is the exact copy of Luzhniki Stadium on Moscow, or vice versa.
Oh, great. Luzhniki
Stadium in Moscow.
We should come visit someday. Okay, and how is the role of Soekarno as the first president of the Republic of Indonesia recognized by the people of Russia?
We all know that President Soekarno was the first president of Indonesia. He was the leader of the struggle of people in Indonesia against the Dutch, against colonialism. And of course, you know about the assistance that our country provides in these days to Russia, which actually built the basis of our friendship and cooperation until modern days. And of course, he was one of the founders of the non-alignment movement. And we all know about 1955 Bandung Conference, which was organized with the assistance and on the initiative of President Soekarno. We all know about it because this is part even of the history curriculum in high school. And for those people who study Asia, the universities, this is an absolutely necessary part of these studies. I also first heard about President Soekarno when I was just a high school student, and then at the university as well. We studied in details the role of President Soekarno on the global arena in the 50s and the 60s.
So President Soekarno is quite well known in the education in Russia. I mean, all the students learning about history, then there's the President Sukarno's relation with the Russian.
Absolutely, absolutely. We all know about this. This is a part of the history curriculum that we study both in high school and universities.
Under the leadership of President Nikita Khrushchev, Sukarno visited Moscow and stayed at the Grand Kremlin Palace. Is this recorded as the history of diplomatic relation between Russian Federation and Indonesia?
Absolutely. Actually, President Sukarno visited our country not only once, but 4 times. But 1956 was his first state visit, and he stayed indeed in the Grand Kremlin Palace, which is an official residence where high-ranking foreign guests could stay until now. So that was a symbol of the significance of visit Sukarno to Russia. After that, he came in 1959, 1961, and 1964. And President Khrushchev also visited Indonesia in 1960, when during one of his visits to Russia, President Sukarno met with the first Russian cosmonaut, Yuri Gagarin, and he awarded him with one of the highest awards of Indonesia. And as you know, recently we inaugurated a monument to Yuri Gagarin in Taman Mataram, which is a present from the people of Moscow to people of Jakarta. So also Sukarno is related, the name of Sukarno is related to the name of our first cosmonaut, Yuri Gagarin.
Ma'am, we all know that President Sukarno are not only have this diplomatic relation with many world leaders, but also friendship outside the diplomatic relation. How is his friendship with President Khrushchev?
I think they actually got along very well. Nikita Khrushchev was a very simple man in terms of communication. He was very down to earth and open. And the fact actually that President Sukarno came 4 times to Russia, to the former Soviet Union, means that they had special relations. And also President Sukarno was decorated with one of the highest awards in the former Soviet Union. That means that Nikita Khrushchev appreciated his role, not only as a leader of Indonesia, but also as a global player, and highly appreciated this role.
And as a friend, of course.
And as a friend.
And as a friend, of course. In St. Petersburg, there is a mosque named Sukarno Blue Mosque. What does the establishment of this mosque signify?
This mosque, the Blue Mosque, it's not its official name, Sukarno, but people know this mosque as Sukarno Mosque, because the story is also quite interesting. This mosque was turned into a warehouse. And when President Sukarno came to St. Petersburg during one of his visits to the former Soviet Union, his car was going near this building, and he told Nikita Khrushchev, "Look, this looks like a mosque." And when he found out that it was turned into a warehouse, he asked Khrushchev to renovate this building and to transform it back to a mosque, and it was done. So since then, this building is a mosque, and when both President Yudhoyono and President Ibu Megawati Soekarno Putri came to visit, they visited this mosque and prayed in this mosque.
Yeah.
So people know this mosque as Soekarno Mosque.
As Soekarno Mosque. Interesting. Okay. Last but not least, please convey a message or motivation to all generation concerning the importance of learning and caring about the history of the nation or their nation here or in Russia, especially for the youth, since nationalism is important these days.
We have a very famous a person in Russia. He lived in the 18th century. He was an academic, a writer, a poet, Mikhail Lomonosov. And he once said that a nation that doesn't know its history has no future. And I think he was absolutely right. We need to know our history. We need to know what happened to prevent some things of happening again. And I'm alluding, of course, to World War II. In our country, it is known as the Great Patriotic War. For 4 years, we fought against Nazi Germany. We won, and we sacrificed 27 million lives. And now there's a lot of attempts to distort the role of our country and our people in this victory. So it is very important for young people to know what really happened and for us all to prevent this kind of things happen. We also need to know our heroes. We need to know people who, like President Soekarno, established and developed our Indonesian nation, or various leaders in Russia and the former Soviet Union. So I think it is really extremely important to know our history and to, especially for young people, as you said, to know the history of our own country and nation.
And also our cultural roots, for sure.
Absolutely. Culture is very much related to history, the traditions, the culture, and of course the events, what really happened.
Thank you, Madam Ambassador. Baik, rekan-rekan BKN dimanapun kita berada dan seluruh kader Partai Demokrasi Indonesia Perjuangan, demikianlah obrolan saya pagi hari ini yang sangat menarik dengan Madam Ambassador Lyudmila dari Rusia. Teman-teman, semoga kita semua bisa mengambil ilmu dari kisah sejarah bagaimana Presiden Soekarno membangun kerjasama yang baik dengan Rusia sejak tahun 50-an dan bertahan sampai sekarang, dan sejarah mencatat bahwa hubungan antara Indonesia dan Rusia terjalin dengan baik yang diawali oleh persahabatan seorang Presiden Soekarno dengan Presiden Nikita Khrushchev hingga hari ini. Terima kasih sudah stay tune sama kita. Jangan lupa masih banyak lagi cerita-cerita dengan duta besar negara sahabat. Stay tune di BKN Pusat. Selamat siang.
Indonesia, negeri yang amat ku cinta, tanah tumpah darahku yang mulia, yang ku puja sepanjang masa, tanah airku aman dan wajah